Hi guys, welcome to this discussion. And as promised, today we will discuss. We'll begin our discussion with a talk on the UN system. Okay, I'm going to bring you a lot of notes. I wrote here a list of the organizations that I would give you notes on. Yeah, it's very difficult to remember all the organizations, but I have written just the names of the organizations. We are going to discuss about 10, 12 of them. I mean, we'll take the full name. We'll take where they're headquartered, the year, if necessary, the year of their establishment, and of course, who's the person heading this organization. And wherever necessary, a little more about that organization. Okay, let's get on with the first question, guys. The United Nations organization was formed on, as you know, 24th October 1945. The answer's there, and that's the emblem. You see that? That's the emblem. The same emblem in white on a blue background would make the flag of the UN. Okay, so it's actually, if you look at it carefully, it's actually, squeezed. You see the Australia there, it from the top basically, it goes down. You see this Australia there, it's actually squeezed. But then that's how it is actually. So let's write notes on the UN, please. United Nations. So first point, some basic ideas, and then we'll go on to discuss some organizations. Please write. So write, established, you know this, okay. Second point, 193 members. 193 members. 193 members. And two observers. OBSERVERS, observers. In brackets. Now, who are these observers? In countries, you can't really name 193 countries, but you can certainly name the two observers. Palestine, 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 and Vatican City, Vatican City, VATICAN, Vatican City, 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 also called, the first letter should be capitalized now, Holy, HOLY, capital HOLY, Holy, SEE, Holy See. Holy See. Next, longest stint. Next, right? Longest, LONGEST, longest stint, STINT, stint as observer. You could say observer or observer. As observer. Dash, Switzerland, between 1946 and 2002. सन 1946 से सन 2002 तक Switzerland was just an observer, was not a member. Now it's a full member, but otherwise not a member. Okay, before that it was only an observer. So for 52 years, 46 to 2002, 52 years it was, it was just an observer. Okay. So next one please. 6 official languages. 6 official languages. Dash. English, French, Russian, Chinese, Spanish, and Arabic. See, the best way to remember these 6 languages is you look at the names of the permanent members. Okay, we'll take these names, but in a while. Now you look at the names of the permanent members. Who are the permanent members of the UN Security Council? You have China, so Chinese will come in. You have Russia, so Russian will come in. You have France, so French will come in. Plus, French is also the language of a lot of what we say, a lot of countries around the world, especially the former colonies of France in Africa. You could look at Cambodia, Vietnam. Then you look at Spanish. Now, Spanish is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. The whole of South America, except what we saw, Brazil, the whole of Central America, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, and the United States. You look at United States, Spanish is the second most widely spoken language there. Plus you have Spain, there are some countries in Africa which speak where Spanish is spoken. So Spanish is like. What about English? No, obviously English, you see Britain, permanent member. You look at United States, permanent member. Both have English as a language, major language. Yes. Now look at, so English for Britain and America, French for France, Russian, okay, for Russia, Chinese for what we call China. Now coming to the other two, what's remaining? Spanish, one of the most widely spoken languages, and two, Arabic, which is also a pretty widely spoken language in especially large parts of North Africa and in West Asia, where you have countries like Jordan, Syria, you have Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, all these nations, Egypt. So languages. Next, head office dash, head office dash, New York City dash, international territory. So to establish the head of secretariat of the UN, okay, the head office, the building, the UN building and everything, the United States government lent land on the island of Manhattan as free. It was grant, actually, it was free land, gratis, in free it was given, and the UN building was set up there. The entire UN plaza was set up there. Okay, guys. So it's actually international diplomatic territory. Next, 6 principal organs. Leave one line space, right? 6 principal organs. 6 principal organs. 6 principal organs. Underline that. 1. General Assembly. Everywhere we don't have to add UN General Assembly because we are discussing, United Nations. General Assembly. Number 2. Security Council. In bracket. You wrote General Assembly, yeah? उसके पास में brackets में लिखे all 193 members. All 193 members. And 2 observers. All 193 members and 2 observers are represented. वहीं बैठते हैं. It's a very big auditorium, very, very big, large. It's the most important image of the UN. People sit across, hundreds of people are seated across, deliberating, discussing things. That is a global image of the UN. That's the UN General Assembly Hall. Okay, so all 193 members and 2 observer states are represented there. Next, Security Council dash, 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. And 10 non-permanent members. Now, put a dash, right? The names of the permanent members, right? United States, US, comma, UK, UK, United Kingdom. Next, France, France, Russia, 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 and China. You know, one name I often forget. I don't even see it as a superpower, as an important country to look at is France. I don't know why I never look at it. Maybe last 15 years I've never seen. I have, 15, 16 years back I mentioned in one of the classes a time that Britain and France are third-rate powers, and I don't know. It was pretty controversial at the time, and it is. People think they are very important parts. No one listens to them. No one listens to France. No one bothers about, Britain. The only countries that matter today, people listen. When we speak, people, what are the countries that are listened to, which are heard? One is the United States. The other is China. Everyone will listen to these two. Number 3, Japan. Number 4, India. You may or may not like it, but it is true that when India speaks, people hear it out. The world hears it out, and it's pretty important, my friends. Okay. So you have UN Security Council, the permanent members we mentioned. Next, Economic and Social Council, third organization, Economic and Social Council. Economic and Social Council, in brackets. The short film is pretty popular. ECOSOC, 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 ECOSOC. Next, Trusteeship Council, Trusteeship Council. TRUSTEESHIP, Trusteeship Council, TRUSTEESHIP, Trusteeship Council. Dash till 1994 managed those territories which were colonies, COLONIES, colonies of major colonial powers, major imperial powers, major imperial, IMPERIAL, imperial powers. Dash, since 1994, it is inactive. Because all those territories that were once a part of this empire, that empire, are now independent. They are all independent, so there's nothing to manage. They are not held in the trusteeship of the UN. Okay, UN was a trust to run this organization, these countries, but now these territories are completely independent. You have Palau, Tuvalu, they were all colonies basically. Okay, abhi nahi hai. Next, trusteeship ho gaya. Next, International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice. We'll write about it. First, write this. International Court of Justice. Next, Secretariat. 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 Okay, guys. Now, ab chhodiye. See, the UN has a lot of, apart from these 6 principal organizations, the UN has a lot of lot of specialized agencies like your Food and Agriculture Organizations, UNESCO, you have the IAEA. So we are going to write the names of a few of them, okay? And we'll write couple of details about each of this. ठीक है? चलिए आगे चलते हैं. Next, we'll start with the one that was in the 5th position. What is that? 5th entity. ICJ, right? International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice. First one, International Court of Justice. So मैं यहाँ पे लिख लेता हूँ क्या क्या मैंने डिस्कस किया. ICJ यहाँ पे मार्क कर दिया मैंने. ICJ. Underline that, right? First point. 1945. Continue. We'll write it in one line. Wherever necessary, we'll take extra stuff. Okay. ICJ dash 1945 dash The Hague, HAGUE. So the first will be the year of establishment. Second will be the place where it is, based. That is the head office of it. Okay. Third will be the chief. And fourth, if necessary, something about this organization. Okay. That will be the order, my friends. So the Hague dash 1945 dash. The ICJ. I'm so sorry, friends. The International Court of Justice dash 1945 dash. What is it? The Hague, HAGUE, Netherlands, 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 dash, or dash, put a dash. Who's the head of this? Abdul Kavi Yusuf, ABDULQAWI. I repeat, Abdul Kavi is one word. ABDULQAWI. Abdul Kavi Yusuf, YUSUF. Wherever I remember, I'll give you the name of the country this guy comes from. Okay, the head comes from. This guy is from Somalia. In brackets, Somalia. 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 अगर आप लिखना चाहते हैं one below the other points, you can write in any fashion you like. Okay. I normally go without grammar because this is an objective, facts-based class, not analysis. Okay. Next point. 15 judges dash appointed for 9-year terms. Appointed for 9-year terms. 9 साल का term होता है एक का. 9-year terms. Last point. Settles disputes between member states and settles dispute between member states and gives legal advice and gives advice advice on matters of international law. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इसके बाद क्या देखते हैं. राइट. UNDP, United Nations Development Program. UNDP. अंडरलाइन दैट. अगर आपको फुल फॉर्म चाहिए, यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम. इफ यू डोंट नो दिस, लुक गाइस, व्हेन आई से यू डोंट नो दिस, इट्स ओके. We are not supposed to know all these things because we have not been taught. But if we have learned about this, it's a good idea. It's a wonderful thing to learn on one's own. So right. United Nations Development Program. That's one. 2. Established 1965 established 1965. Third point, head office New York City, New York City, head office New York City. Next, head, the position is called administrator. Administrator, Achim Steiner, ACHIM, I repeat, ACHIM, Achim Steiner, STEINER, I repeat, STEINER, in brackets, Brazil, Brazil. इवेंट भी करता क्या है? नेक्स्ट, promotes investment and technological cooperation. Promotes investment and technological cooperation between member states. Dash. This is the UN, capital letters, UN apostrophe S, UN's Global Development Network is the UN's Global Development Network. ठीक है, चलिए इसके बाद डिस्कस करते हैं यूनेस्को, UNESCO, लीव अ नाइन स्पेस, राइट, यूनेस्को, एक दो पॉइंट, ज़्यादा नहीं, ओके। Underline that. The full form, United Nations Educational, Scientific, Educational, 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 comma, Scientific, 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 and cultural organization, okay, and cultural organization, okay, that's a full form. Next, established 1946, established 1946. Next, head office Paris, dash, next, you know where is Paris, now there's no point in writing the name of the country. Next, chief, who is the Director General? Audrey Azoulay, AUDREY, I repeat, AUDREY, Audrey Azoulay, AZOULAY, Azoulay. She is from France. Okay, next, UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program. आजकल बहुत न्यूज़ में है सभी, इसलिए बिकॉज ऑफ द इश्यूज ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड एवरीथिंग. UNEP, राइट, dash, first full form, United Nations Environment Program. Next, established 1972. Next, head office Nairobi, 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 comma, Kenya, Nairobi, comma, Kenya. You know Nairobi is the capital of Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya. Next, head is Inger Anderson, I-N-G-E-R, I repeat, I-N-G-E-R, Inger Anderson, A-N-D-E-R-S-E-N, A-N-D-E-R-S-E-N, not O-N, E-N. Inger Anderson. This guy is from Denmark. Next, क्या करता है UNEP? Right, responsible for coordinating the environmental activities and assisting I think we could have, I think I'll make it easy. Coordinating the environmental activities लिखा हमने, coordinating the UN's environmental activities, UN'(S), नहीं तो एक और सेंटेंस लिखना पड़ता. Coordinating the UN'(S) environmental activities and assisting member states, formulating formulating, assisting member states in formulating sound sound environmental policies, environmentally sound policies, that is environmental policies. Next, leave one line space, right? UN women, एक और 3-4 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस और लिखते हैं, ठीक है? Maybe we'll split this discussion. Let us see how it works. UN women, United Nations women, WOMEN. Underline that. Originally called, इसका एक्चुअली दूसरा नाम है, मेन जो नाम है वो बहुत अलग है, because but you know UN women is a popular name, right? Originally called UN entity, ENTITY, entity for gender equality and the empowerment of women, empowerment of women. Next, established 2010, established 2010. Head office New York City. Next, chief, who is the chief? Fumjile Mlambo Gugu. PHUM, I repeat, PHUMZILE, Fumzile Mlambo, MLAMBO, Mlambo hyphen Gaku, NGCUKA, Gaku, in brackets, South Africa. She's from South Africa. So guys, that's a little about UN women also. एक और डिस्कस करते हैं, यूनिसेफ UNICEF. United Nations first form or full form लिखिए UNICEF के नीचे. United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. Next point. Established 1946. Next. Established 1946. Next. Head office New York City. Head office New York City. Head office New York City. Okay. Next. Head. See, I use the word head, chief, something instead of saying secretary general, director general, administrator, president, chairman. एक ही जगह नहीं है. Headed by is fine. Okay. Henrietta HENRIETTE or TTA, sorry. Henrietta HENRIETTA. Henrietta FORE, FORE. Henrietta FORE. I think she's also from France, if I'm not wrong. She's also from France. I'll correct myself if I'm incorrect. कल मैंने आपको बताया था कि UNCTAD के चीफ थे UNCTAD. Yeah, that is when this idea of discussing UN bodies came. I mentioned the name of Mukisa Kituyu, and I told you that he's from Kenya, and I was in a doubt, dilemma whether the guy was from Kenya or not. He is from Kenya. Okay, he is from Kenya. Yes, I told you that in case I'm incorrect, I'll correct myself in this session. But yeah, he's from Kenya. तो चलते हैं लास्ट एक और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे चलते हैं. बाय द वे यूनिसेफ करता क्या, एक लाइन, राइट. provides humanitarian 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 and developmental needs, developmental aid. Provides humanitarian and developmental aid aid to children worldwide. Children worldwide. Okay. ये भी हो गया. एक और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, दो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और लिखते हैं, because I normally plan to spend not more than 40 minutes, because that's been our tradition, and you have like this method where we discuss the first 3-4 questions in detail, and I mean the more important ones which tell us a story. UNFPA, छोटे छोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिनके बारे में बहुत कुछ जानते नहीं है, लोग जानते नहीं है, उनके बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं. UNFPA. In case we have time in the end, I'll come back to this discussion. Okay, I'll bring in 3-4 more organizations. UNFPA, underline that, right? United Nations Population Fund. United Nations Population Fund. United Nations Population Fund. Right. Next point. Established 1969. 1969. Established 1969. Next. Head office New York City. काफी mentions New York City में. Head office New York City. Next. Who is the head? Natalia Kenham. Head dash Natalia. NATALIA. Natalia Kenham. KANEM. Kenham. And she's from Panama. 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 She's from Panama. 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 What does UNFPA do? Right. Next. Work towards a world where every pregnancy, this is their motto, okay, where every pregnancy is safe, every pregnancy is wanted, that's a very good aim. Every pregnancy is wanted, comma, every childhood is safe, and every young person, let's make it, otherwise my women student friends will get angry. Yeah, every young person's potential, POTENTIAL, potential is fulfilled, FULFILLED, fulfilled. ये रहा थोड़ा कुछ about this organizations, ठीक है? So I'll bring this back. I spent close to 35 minutes on this, so I'll bring this back. Bring this back in a while. ठीक है? There's nothing to worry. We'll discuss this again. चलिए. Which of the following organizations is headquartered in London? Otherwise, आज नहीं तो we'll discuss this in the next session. Okay? I'll bring in another question on the UN, and maybe we'll bring in because I have mentioned what we have already discussed and what remains to be discussed. I'll bring this in the next session. ठीक है? चलिए. Next question. Which of the following organizations is headquartered in London? Amnesty International. What is it? Amnesty International is the answer. Please, why don't you write it? You know this Amnesty International is a human rights organization, isn't it? Please write. Amnesty International. Underline that. Right. First point. Global Human Rights Organization. Global Human Rights Organization. Second point. Established 1961. Established 1961 by एक बंदे का नाम लिखते हैं, पीटर बेनेंसन. पीटर PETER, पीटर बेनेंसन, BENENSON, बेनेंसन, पीटर बेनेंसन. ठीक है? चलिए एक और लिखते हैं. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. हेड ऑफिस लंदन. The head is called secretary. There is an interim chief. They don't have a full-time chief. Previous guy was a South African called Kumi Naidoo. He's resigned. He's left, and currently it is Julie Verhaar. Right. Head dash Julie, JULIE, Julie Verhaar, VERHAAR, Julie Verhaar. I'm not certain. I think she's from Australia. I'm not very certain. Austria, I think so. Yeah. So next. एक और लिखते हैं एमनेस्टी इंटरनेशनल पर. Nobel Prize for Peace. Nobel Prize for Peace in 1977. Yeah, 1977. 1977. You know about these organizations. We know about WTO, but एक दो पॉइंट लिखते हैं. Right. WTO dash head office Geneva, 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 head office Geneva, dash who is the head? Roberto Azevedo, ROBERTO, Roberto Roberto, Roberto Azevedo, 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 Roberto Azevedo, in brackets Brazil, he is from Brazil. Dash, last point, 164 members, 164 members. We have never seen these organizations' names, na? Red Cross. So I thought I'll bring in one more question. Normally, when we have a large team that makes these questions. So when they send these questions, luckily, as your teacher, I have some freedom to change some things. When I brought this question, I thought we had never discussed this. So good one, actually, I thought. So you write this. You know, you have heard of the Red Cross, but the Red Cross is called the Red Crescent in Muslim countries. And it's called the Red Star, if I'm not wrong, in Israel. I think, yeah. So you write, Red Cross, subheading Red Cross. It's actually technically called ICRC. Red Cross लिखने के बाद नीचे लिखिए International Committee of Red Cross. 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 So next, I'm just setting the AC, my friends. Established 1863. Established 1863. Established 1863. Next, head office Geneva. Head office Geneva. What is it? Head office Geneva. Chief Peter Maurer, Switzerland guy. Peter Maurer, P-E-T-E-R, Peter Maurer, M-A-U-R-E-R, Peter Maurer. Peter Maurer, in brackets, Switzerland. Or winner of three Nobel Prizes for Peace. Nobel Prize for Peace. Nobel Prizes for Peace. Winner of 3 Nobel Prizes for Peace. Dash 1917, 1917, comma 1944, 1944, 1944, and 1963, 1963. That's it. So you have 1917, 1944. You remember 1917 is just the time of the First World War. 1944 is the time of the Second World War. 1963 is third time they won the Nobel Prize for Peace. Okay. चलिए इसके बाद चलते हैं हम this choice for OIC, Organization for Islamic Cooperation. Organization for Islamic Cooperation. So in this session we'll discuss less of economics and politics, less of economics, which is sometimes glad to have a break from, for you and me both. So write OIC. OIC, underline that, first point. Established 1969. Established 1969. Next point. Head office. Head office. Head office. Jeddah. 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 Next. Head. Head. Yusuf Othaymin. Okay, I'll spell. Y-O-U-S-S-E-F. I repeat, Y-O-U-S-S-E-F. Yusuf Al hyphen Othaymin. O-T-H-A-I-M-E-E-N. EN। मैं रिपीट करता हूँ, यूसुफ आपने लिखा है अल हाइफन ओतेमीन OTHAIMEEN ओतेमीन in brackets Saudi Arabia। Last point, मकसद क्या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, what's the aim, right? To safeguard the interests of Muslims worldwide। To safeguard interests of Muslims worldwide. There is absolute infighting in this organization. Countries don't see eye to eye, friends. But then, this is how the world works, isn't it? Yeah. You look at choice 5, Arab League. लिखिए Arab League। Right. Cairo, CAIRO, Cairo. Head office, Cairo. Head office is in Cairo. I'm not very certain when it was established. 1965. You write this. I'll make the correction if necessary. You write head office, Cairo, CAIRO, Cairo. Established 1965. Cairo. Head office is in Cairo. Where is Cairo? Cairo is the capital of Egypt, isn't it? Egypt. And who's the head? Right, head Abdul Ahmed AHMET Ahmed Ghaeit GHEIT Ghaeit। I'll spell again, Abdul Ahmed Ghaeit GHEIT Ghaeit, in brackets Egypt. He's from Egypt. No, I think it's not 65. This is the same year as the UN. What's the UN year? 1945. Yeah, you're right. Arab League 1945. I'm sorry, but I told you that I was not very certain about 65. So 1945. Arab League 1945. But बाकी जो हमने लिखा है कायरो, ये क्या head office, the name of the chief Abdul Ahmed Ghaeit. In some places you will find Ahmed Abdul Ghaeit, all one and the same. Okay, yeah. I mean पहला नाम दूसरा नाम ये सभी अलग अलग है। I think we discussed all the choices, did we? Next. To which nation has India recently lost the hosting rights of the 2021 Men's Boxing World Championship? We lost because we could not pay the fees of $4 million, hosting rights of $4 million. I was quite shocked actually. That's a very large amount. $4 million is close to 28 crore rupees, my friends. What 28? If you take 75, in fact, 30, over 30 crore rupees. A lot of money. That's a lot of money, my friends, at the current valuation. So we lost the right to Serbia. Serbia is going to host this. Okay. I would want you to write about Serbia, but अब देखिए यहाँ पे, let's go to map. My eyes light up when I see a map. ये देखिए, ये जो पूरा देश है, ये क्रोएशिया, बोस्निया हेर्जेगोविना, मोंटेनिग्रो, कोसोवो, नॉर्थ मैसिडोनिया, ये पूरा एक देश होता था पहले. In the mid 1990s, a country called Yugoslavia exploded. It broke up. When it broke up, it led to the births of all these independent countries. But otherwise, they were all parts of a country called Yugoslavia. अभी तो नहीं है देश, कम्युनिस्ट देश था पहले, लेकिन ख़त्म हो चुका. कम्युनिस्ट नहीं, एक सोशलिस्ट कह सकते हैं एक प्रकार का, बट इट वाज टाइटली हेल्ड. अभी तो सभी अलग अलग देश हैं. देखिए आप, क्रोएशिया है या सर्बिया है. काफ़ी घमासान युद्ध हुआ था यहाँ पे 90s में between Serbia and the Bosnians actually. Serbs, Bosnians, Croats, they all fought, man. They all fought badly. Okay. and they fought with the Serbians fought with the Muslims. The Serbs are Christian Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox Christians, whereas Kosovans are mostly Muslims. You have Muslims here also. Albania is predominantly Muslim. Okay, एक जमाने में Albania was an independent country in the past also. Albania, my friends, was a communist country. So remember, from communism to Islam is a long journey, isn't it? Because communism does not believe the existence of God, and Islam is a monolithic religion. Doesn't accept anyone who does not believe in God. But ये सभी क्या है कि for long the religious undercurrent was there, but communism had suppressed it. So let's write about Serbia. You must have heard of a guy called Novak Djokovic. He comes from Serbia. There is a movie called Behind Enemy Lines. I don't know if you watched it. Behind Enemy Lines. You should watch it. It's about this, the background is this war that happened in Serbia. So please write. Serbia dash, capital is mentioned there, Belgrade, capital is Belgrade. President is Alexander Vucic. Alexander, ALEKSANDER, Alexander. ये Alexander अलग हैं. हम normally क्या लिखते हैं? ALEXANDER. But in this guy's name there is ALEKSANDER. Alexander Vucic or Vucic. VUCIC. Vucic dash Dinar, DINAR, Vucic. Okay, Vucic. काफ़ी कुछ जानना है, काफ़ी कुछ सीखना है हम सबको. So this is the Black Sea, this is the Mediterranean Sea. ये है ग्रीस, एक बैंकरप्ट देश, दिवाल निकल चुका है इस देश का. So next, don't we know about all these countries? We do. We have taken notes about Poland as well, where the president is a guy called Andrzej Duda. So let's not discuss it again. World Day for Safety and Health at Work is observed on 28th April, because and this year's theme, you write theme for 2020 or focus for 2020, not exactly theme, focus for 2020. Maybe लिखता हूँ. What is it? Addressing outbreak of लिखने की जरूरत नहीं शायद. Addressing outbreak of infectious, INFECTIOUS, infectious. Addressing outbreak of infectious diseases, DISEASES, diseases at work. अभी हाल ही में कोरोना वायरस पैंडेमिक चल रहा है. तो infectious disease is contagious actually. It transmits from humans to between the humans. So and workplace is quite tough actually. See, I am seated at home doing these sessions. So are you seated at home? A lot of us cannot move between places because of the lockdown. Now considering all that, the greater focus in the workplace is on how to stay safe. So what about 24th March? 24th March is Tuberculosis Day, World Tuberculosis Day. You could write this. 24th March, World Tuberculosis Day. World Tuberculosis Day. Next, 11th April, Safe Motherhood Day. National Safe Motherhood Day. National Safe Motherhood Day. National Safe Motherhood Day. 18th May, International Museum Day. International Museum Day. International Museum Day. And you know what? On 18th May 1974, India tested the first nuclear bomb. India's first atomic testing was on 18th May 1974. ठीक है, 18th May is International Museum Day, and yeah, I think that's the International Museum Day. 7th June क्या है सेफ्टी के हिसाब से? I remember there is a word there, safety. World Food Safety Day. World Food Safety Day. Oh, it's a major scare these days. World Food Safety Day. World Food Safety Day. So April 11th, National Safe Motherhood Day. World Tuberculosis Day, 24th March. 18th May is International Museum Day, and 7th June is World Food Safety Day. ठीक है, चलते हैं. यहाँ से क्वेश्चंस बहुत आसान हो जाएंगे. Which entity has launched the Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerated Initiative, G20? G20. We in the previous session had a look at the countries that are members of G20, isn't it? We had discussed the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development we had discussed. WEF is World Economic Forum, which we had discussed in the past. And G7 is the group of 7 richest countries in the world. Group of 7. G5 नया है, तो लिखिए आप G5. G5, Group of 5. Group of 5. Dash. Group of 5. India, Brazil, South Africa, India, Brazil, South Africa, Mexico, and China, IPSA भी हो गया. Okay, fine. So let's discuss this. And what is the role of the G5? The G5, my friends, is more of an organization which is like, which you could write one line, play a greater and more active role, play a greater and more active role in international affairs. Next, the Medicine Maker Power List 2020 has ranked Kiran Majumdar-Shaw as one of the world's top 20 inspirational leaders in the field of biopharmaceuticals. She is the CMD of Biocon. You know, Biocon is India's largest biotechnology company, my friends. Who are the CEOs of this company? Aurobindo Pharma. Aurobindo Pharma is N. Govindarajan. Aurobindo Pharma is also making that COVID medicine, my friends. N. Govindarajan, he is the MD. Okay, ये सब हैदराबाद में है. Divi's Laboratories is it's named after this guy, Murli Divi. Surname है Divi इनका, Murli Divi. Sun Pharmaceuticals is a very large company. I think India's largest generic drugs maker. The chairman is what's his name? Dilip Shanghvi. SHANGHVI. Shanghvi is one of the richest persons in the world. And Glenmark Pharmaceuticals, right? Dash, who's a CEO. Glenmark, Glenn Saldana, GLENN, Glenn Saldana, SALDANHA, Saldana. Next, The light is blinding. Yeah. Which bank has released a collaborative song titled "Hum Har Nahi Manenge"? These are simple questions. There's not much to discuss, and we have discussed this in the past. This question, I mean, the chairman and all these things, isn't it? Yeah. So, in light of all this coronavirus pandemic, banks are coming out with everyone's coming out with something or other. So, talking of inspiration, how we need to stay positive and all that. Yes. So, HDFC Bank. You know, the symbol you see this here, we normally call it hash. HASH. It's technically called Octothorpe. What is it called? Octothorpe. 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 ठीक है. Which of the following recently released received the geographical indication tag from the geographical indication registry? All of them. Kashmiri saffron is extremely expensive. Yes sir, बहुत expensive होता है. Kashmiri saffron costs lakhs of rupees per kilo. And Manipur black rice, that's black rice. You see that? That's a black rice. It's considered a superfood these days. Everything that's organic, that's been used by Indians for hundreds, thousands of years is now considered a superfood. Because all these years we have been eating junk. Nowadays, going back to the ordinary, normal, mundane life is, superfood basically. Gorakhpur terracotta. This terracotta is a kind of, where they take clay and make, artifacts of this. So all of them actually. Now they are specific to this. So no one else in the world can make this except the people in these kinds of places. So these are specific to these places. This is our good old Sania Mirza, who has become the first Indian tennis player to be nominated for the Fed Cup Heart Award from the Asia Oceania region. So Sania Mirza, and she for a long time was world number one in doubles, my friends. Within doubles, the players are ranked individually, and she was world number one for a long time. And she has won multiple Grand Slam tournaments also. So, very inspirational, I would say, because she comes from a very conservative community, especially in Hyderabad, but worked very, very hard. So this is what we should be learning from people like Virat Kohli, Sania Mirza, Deepa, Mary Kom, Hima Das, that Deepa Karmakar. These people have worked extremely hard. Success hasn't come to them just like that. So we need to be inspired. We need to be learning from such people as to how did they become so successful. All these are tennis players. Leandro Paes recently retired from tennis at the age of what? 46, I think. He retired. In the past, Leandro Paes and Mahesh Bhupathi were a team, doubles team, and they won in 1999. They won multiple gold Grand Slam medals, Grand Slam tournaments. Unfortunately for them, they split, but before that they were called the Indian Express. Together they were called the Indian Express. So who's saying hello to you? Which country has unveiled a 100% state-backed bounce-back loan scheme for small businesses to help them tide over the COVID pandemic? United Kingdom. This is Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of Britain, Prime Minister of United Kingdom. Boris Johnson, she is saying hello. Stay safe. So you know what? He's the only world leader to have contracted coronavirus. But all credit to the man's, fighting spirit. He's alive and kicking. And the government of India has recently launched a huge stimulus package, about 20 lakh crore package. And this is what Britain and other countries are doing. A pretty little, But then we have to look at, how all these things transmit. So, all these countries are fine. Which Indian American has recently been nominated for America's next envoy to the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Manisha Singh. See, when we say Indian American, they are actually American citizens. Please know that they are American citizens. They don't hold anything to. They have nothing to do with India. Some of them could have been born in India, okay, but beyond that, nothing. You look at that guy, Bobby Jindal. That guy, you know, he was the governor of a Louisiana province. He was the governor of Louisiana province in America. It's a very large province, in an American, important province in America. You know what? When someone asked him, his parents, had migrated from India to America, and he was born there. So when he was asked why our media swoons over them, Indian American, these guys don't even identify themselves as Indian Americans. Okay? Yeah, Kamala Harris and Nikki Haley do. Nikki Haley till recently was the US ambassador to the UN also. Very powerful people. Now she is pretty outspoken. Nikki Haley is a very outspoken person, my friends. Preet Bharara was this lawyer in America who has, I think, the attorney in Washington State, brought a lot. He was instrumental in bringing imprisoning, what is his name? McKenzie's guy's head, Rajat Gupta. If I'm not wrong, he was one of those guys actually to file cases against Rajat Gupta. So, according to the US Treasury Department data, which country is the largest holder of United Nations government securities worth over 1.26 trillion, that is 1260 billion as it end. ये क्या है? सब government securities are bonds. Government issues bonds, collects money, isn't it? That's what we have been discussing over so many sessions. So the answer is Japan. You know, I would want to get you some data. So please write this. Largest top three holders of US government bonds, government securities or government bonds, US government bonds as of March 2020. I have the latest data with me. This is Feb 20. Very little difference, but okay. As at end March 2020, right below that, Japan, $1,271 billion. ये क्या है अमाउंट मैं बताता हूँ आपको. $1,271 billion. Next, 2, China, 1,081 billion dollars. 3, UK, 395 billion dollars. Rank 13, India, 156 billion dollars. 156 billion dollars. 156. So 1271, 1081, 395, and what is this? 156. So what does this mean? See, Japan has bought American securities. पैसे दिए, okay? American bonds लिए, कितने के? $1271 billion के. So what is this money? This is part of Japanese foreign exchange reserves. So whenever they get money, they would invest here. Why would they invest so much? Because America is a very large market for Japanese goods. And Americans don't save by themselves. So one of these sessions, I'm going to discuss this particular issue. I'll just write this, okay? So, American securities, G6 discussion, okay? No, मैं याद है, because कल भी मैंने आपको कहा था कि this weekend हम payments banks and small finance banks बात करेंगे weekend को, ठीक है? देखते हैं what we will discuss, this or the American securities thing. We will discuss, don't worry, I'll take you everywhere, wherever you want to go. Yeah? I'm talking of the virtual world. I'm not talking of the, lockdown world. So, often we have been told that, somewhere you would have read that China would, if China sells American bonds, American economy would collapse. I don't know how people can come up with such weird ideas, but nothing is going to change. Nothing. America will stay continued. America has issued bonds. Kitna malum hai total securities? See, Japan has invested 1281. है कि नहीं? 1271. Total. You write last bottom. You write. America has issued government bonds worth 6,810 billion dollars. $6,810 billion as at end March 2020. As at end March 2020. As at end March 2020. So that's substantial, isn't it? Oh man, there are a lot of investments countries have made. They want Americans to spend. I'll discuss this. Trust me, I'll discuss this issue in detail in the coming sessions. According to the ESA, scientists using data, ESA is European Space Agency. Scientists using data from the Copernicus Sentinel-5P satellite have recently noticed a strong reduction of ozone concentrations over the Arctic. This is the Arctic. ये देखिए Arctic. Okay. ये है North Pole. The word Arctic comes from the Greek root arctos, which means bhalu. So the Greeks believed that this region is home to the Great Bear constellation. So Arctic. Okay. Opposite of Arctic is anti-Arctic. That is Antarctic. Okay. So where is ozone? See, अगर हम ये तो अभी मैंने लिखा हुआ है. So we have, let's say, 5 layers in the atmosphere. 5 layers. Okay. The one that we are now, this layer is called troposphere. What is it called? Troposphere. Tropos means zone of mixture. Air mixes here. मैं nutshell में बताता हूँ. Maybe now that this idea has come, I'll also discuss this atmospheric structure. Structure. So, I thoroughly enjoy sharing these kinds of things because I would want you to learn, my friends, not just for this exam, but for all kinds of exams. So you have troposphere, उसके ऊपर होता है stratosphere. That is where the air does not move much. So the upper layer of the atmosphere, the stratosphere, is ozone. This is where aeroplanes fly because there is not much air movement. Because there is no air movement, turbulence will not be there. Air flight is smooth. Okay. उसके ऊपर होता है meso means middle layer. उसके ऊपर होता है ionosphere. What is it? Ionosphere means where ions are charged. Radio waves are reflected like this. And last one is exo means outside, where the earth merges with the outer space. Exosphere, or also called thermosphere. Thermo means heat. It's intensely hot up there, basically. But normally, temperatures, as when you travel by air, the outside temperature typically be about -50 kind of thing. But anyway, this entire thing is melting. If this melts, so rather than the ships taking this route like this, now they will go like this. They'll come like this. You understand that? To Europe they will come like this. Yeah. You have to look at the world very differently, my friends. So anyway, Baby Colombo is a mission to Mercury which has captured a final picture of Earth before going out of the sphere of Earth, the orbit of Earth. It's a space mission of the European Space Agency and Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. इन सब के बारे में काफ़ी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, ये जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, स्पेस एजेंसीज. Mercury is a very small planet, isn't it? Yeah, it's the closest planet to the sun. In India, the edible oil marketing year runs from November to October. India is the largest importer of edible oil, palm oil, cooking oil, all kinds of cooking oil. We are the largest importer. The rankings keep changing between China and India, but as of now, it is India which is the world's largest edible oil, importer. A lot of our foreign exchange goes there. That's why the government of India promoted yellow revolution, which is oil seeds revolution. Oil seeds meant for basically manufacturing cooking oil and all that. I was reading about this, different kinds of oils, everything to give you some dope on this. Then I found that is not necessary. Then I found, what is the most important thing is I found one particular term called gutter oil, Gutter, gutter oil. It's made from garbage, and you know where? It's massively sold in China. ये जो रोड साइड ईटरीज होती हैं, छोटी छोटी दुकानें होती है, ठेले होते हैं जहाँ पे लोग खाना खाते हैं. That is where it's sold. In India also it is sold. Pig fat oil, all kinds of oils are sold to roadside, vendors, my friends. And I'm not kidding. I'm not telling you because I have to tell you this. No, I was reading about this, so it was so scary, my friends. Remember, India is the largest edible oil maker, importer in the world as of today. Okay? So, anything that you would know? Oh, I think it's not. Makassar is a trade bloc of South America. There are 4 members. ये देखिए, ब्राज़ील, पैराग्वे, उरुग्वे, अर्जेंटीना. लिखना चाहेंगे आप? ब्राज़ील, पैराग्वे, PARAGUAY, पैराग्वे. I repeat, PARAGUAY, पैराग्वे. Next, उरुग्वे, URUGAY, उरुग्वे. एंड अर्जेंटीना, ये है अर्जेंटीना, ARGENTINA, अर्जेंटीना. ठीक है, ये है 4 परमानेंट मेंबर्स. वेनेजुएला वाज अ मेंबर, सस्पेंडेड, इसलिए लाल में है, सस्पेंडेड. ओके, ये जो है यहाँ पे ब्रिटिश गायना, फ्रेंच गायना, ये कोलंबिया, एक्वाडोर, पेरू, बोलिविया, चिले, these are all what is called they are non-permanent members. Non-permanent members. These are permanent members. These are non-permanent members. These are permanent suspended member. ये जो मेक्सिको है और न्यूजीलैंड, यहाँ पे न्यूजीलैंड नहीं है, न्यूजीलैंड काफ़ी दूर है, इस तरफ यहाँ कहीं आता है, लेकिन मैप ऐसा है. तो ये न्यूजीलैंड, ये मेक्सिको और ऑब्जर्वर्स. व्हाट आर दे? ऑब्जर्वर्स. यस. So dark green permanent members, non-permanent members are in light green, blue are observers, Mexico and New Zealand. In red is Venezuela, which is a suspended member, Venezuela. ये देखिए, ये जो आपका शेप दिख रहे हैं, ये यहाँ पे होता है. Collateral free loans up to 20 lakh will be provided to women self-help groups under the Deen Dayal National Livelihood Mission. So collateral free. Now, in fact, even small scale industries will be provided collateral free loan. Collateral means without security. Without security. It's going to be a terrible time for banks, isn't it? Yeah. So not much to discuss here anyway. We discussed AIIB in the past also. Which of the following statements are true concerning the AIIB, which is the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank? Is a founding member? Yes. Loans offered are based on the London Interbank Offered Rate. London Interbank Offered Rate, and we know what is an interbank offered rate. It's call money rate. Call money rate. It's backed by China and is seen as a rival to World Bank and Asian Development Bank. Yes. AIIB regional members, so basically China holds the largest share. China has the largest shareholding in this. Okay, you know who holds the largest shareholding in Asian Development Bank? If I'm not wrong, it is United States 15.7 and China and Japan is 15.6. But US was talking about reducing the stake. Let's see, I don't know whether they have reduced it. But the top two shareholders in the Asian Development Bank are United States and Japan. And in this case, AIIB, the largest shareholder is China. And where is the head office of AIIB? It's in Beijing. It's in Beijing. The head office of AIIB is in Beijing. And who is the head of this organization? Jim Likun. Jim. J-I-N. Jin. J-I-N. Jin. Likun. L-I-Q-U-N. L-I-Q-U-N. Likun. Jin Likun. He's from China, of course. He's from China. Which of the following is served by the Stockholding Corporation of India? आपके पास shares वगैरह हैं, आपके पास documents हैं, कुछ safe custody चाहिए, सभी इनके पास रख सकते हैं आपके पास. Yeah, these guys, Stockholding Corporation of India provides all these services, my friends. They provide all these services. You could write one line. Established 1986. Established 1986. Dash. Head office Mumbai. Head office Mumbai. Next. Chairman Ramesh NGS. So you don't have to have physical copy of anything nowadays. Yeah, you need to, if you want to put anything, these guys offer all kinds of services, dematerialization, everything. Yeah, हम discuss कर चुके हैं. Which of the following instruments does not fall under equity capital? Equity means capital, pure capital, okay, which is, the main capital of the business. Initial public offering is a way of taking money from the public for capital. Follow-on public offering, yes. Preferential share is, again, it's a share, okay. But debenture, what is a debenture? It's an acknowledgement of debt, udhar. Acknowledgement of debt. Acknowledgement of debt, D-E-B-T, debt. It's like a bond. Instead of putting money in a fixed deposit with the bank, you put the fixed deposit with a company. That's a debenture. हम बैंक में जब पैसा लगाते हैं, 5-year FD, let's say, we get some interest, everything. Yeah. So that we call FD, fixed deposit. But if we give the same money to a company for 5 years, okay, let's say the tenure is 5 years or something, it will be called debenture. The same thing changes names. Okay. If it's the government that issues it, will be called government bond. So it's not equity capital, ना, ये पूंजी नहीं है. ये क्या है? उधार है. Capital, it's a liability. That, this is a pure liability. The price data for the compilation of consumer price index are collected by the National Sample Survey Organization. National Sample Survey Organization select towns and post offices select villages, A and B. For bank level, I have seen that there have never been questions on indexes. So we'll avoid discussing this in detail, my friends. Yeah, it's not a great topic also. It's a little boring to discuss. Yeah, we have been discussing inflation, disinflation, deflation for long. In fact, yesterday we discussed deflation. This is nice. MFN status, that's answer. ये क्या है? देखिए, definition देखिए आप. Provides trade equality among partners by ensuring that an importing country will not discriminate against another country's goods in favor of those from a third. बहुत confusing है ना? मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Country A gets goods from country B and C. Okay. Under the rules of the WTO, country A cannot discriminate between country B and C. That's the rule. So, to prove that they don't discriminate, they give a status called MFN, Most Favored Nation. What is it? Most Favored Nation. लिखिए आप. Most favored nation status. Most favored nation status. No, this term is a misleading term. Normally क्या होता है, most favored means you favor someone over another one. Yes? No. In this case, everyone should be treated equally. So country A should treat the goods from country B on par with the goods from country C. That is what it means. Nothing else. So you may wonder, where is the MFN? इसमें favoritism क्या है? There is no favoritism, but the term is like that. So it means that there shall not be any discrimination. Okay? कभी कभी क्या discrimination कैसे होता है कि country A imports goods from country B and from country C. Okay? They import the same pens from country B, country C. Country B से, okay? Country B से इस पे टैक्स होता है 5% और country C से टैक्स होता है 10%. So which will become expensive in my country A's market? This will become expensive. So will consumers buy this or this? Consumers will buy this because it is cheaper. It is cheaper. So this kind of discrimination is not allowed under the rules of WTO. And to avoid such a discrimination, one particular status has to be given called MFN, Most Favored Nation Status. Okay? Where is the Sessa Orchid Sanctuary? These are orchids, flowers, beautiful flowers, all colors there. This is where it is. This is Arunachal Pradesh. ये पूरा चाइना है यहाँ पे. ये है भूटान, ये है म्यांमार, भूटान, सॉरी ये पूरा चाइना है. यहाँ पे ऊपर चाइना, ये म्यांमार है और ये है भूटान और ये सेसा ऑर्किड सेंचुरी यहाँ पे. ये ब्रह्मपुत्र. This is ब्रह्मपुत्र, my friends. Okay. Yeah. So I think we barely need to discuss because we know the CMs, everything about these places, isn't it? Yeah. It's a very mountainous place. And in the past, this was called Northeast Frontier Province, NEFA. NEFA. Which of the following is not a Chinese brand? when I saw this question, I was like, wow. All these four, it will surprise you, are made by the same company. Oppo, Vivo, Realme and OnePlus are all made by the same company called BBK Electronics. आप लिखिए BBK Electronics. BBK Electronics. BBK Electronics. BBK Electronics. And who is the CEO of this company? You're right. Duan, D-U-A-N. Yongbin. Okay. Y-O-N-G-X-I-A-N. D-U-A-N. Yuan. Dongshan. D-O-N-G-X-I-A-N. Or Y-O-N-G-X-I-A-N. I have seen both the spellings. Okay. So this BBK Electronics makes all these phones. Like next time, don't fight with your cousin that my Oppo is better than your Vivo, because they are all made by the same company. Yeah. But what do you know about HTC? Right. HTC is from Taiwan. Write this. High Tech Computer Corporation. High, H-I-G-H, 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 High Tech, T-E-C-H, Tech Computer Corporation. High Tech Computer Corporation. Dash Yos Maither. The CEO is Yos, Y-E-E-S, Y-V-E-S, Y-V-E-S, Yos Maitr, M-A-I-T-R-E, M-A-I-T-R-E. M-A-I-T-R-E. Okay, so the first four, BBK Electronics, whose CEO is Duan Dong Xian. In some places you will find yuan, D-U-A-N, yuan, D-O-N-G, I said D-O-N-G, X-I-A-N, and some places you will find P-I-N-G. अरे इतने variants है spellings के. I was surprised as to how to tell you as to what are the different spellings. Okay, and some places this guy, in fact, this company is HTC. कहीं पे full form होता है HTC का, कहीं पे नहीं होता है. लेकिन एक जमाने में इसका full form होता था High Tech Computer Corporation. Nowadays they don't use HTC. They use only HTC. इंडिया में इसके phones नहीं बिकते हैं. They pulled out of India. They haven't been doing well in India, so they pulled out. So I think this is the last question. According to the RBI Act 1934 and Banking Regulation Act 1949, the upper limit of statutory liquidity ratio is 40%. We discussed this in the past SLR. 40% is the upper limit, and what is the current limit? What is the current SLR limit? The current SLR limit is 18%. Current SLR is 18%, which means 18%, going by the definition of SLR, which is, you want the right definition, right? A certain percentage SLR dash, a certain percentage of total time and demand deposits, have to be or rather must be invested by the bank, bank is commercial bank, must be invested by the bank in highly liquid assets, comma, like gold and government bonds, So 18% of whatever bank collects should be kept in the form of gold, government securities, anything that can be converted into cash immediately. Last point, likhiye. This is done primarily, or this is done mainly, simple word, mainly to avoid a run on the bank, run on the bank, double inverted commas, में in brackets panic withdrawals, panic P-A-N-I-C, panic withdrawals, W-I-T-H-D-R-A-W-A-L-S, panic withdrawals by customers, okay. एक जमाने में बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती थी, अभी तो not an issue. Okay, so thank you. I think we spent a lot of time today. We spent a lot of time on UN, but after the discussion is over, tomorrow in the next session I'm going to discuss the next of the UN organizations. Okay, I have this list here. यहाँ पे लिखिए और क्या क्या डिस्कस करना है यहाँ पे भी लिखा मैंने. American G6, small finance banks, payments banks, all this. If necessary, atmospheric container structure. So have a lot of fun. Thanks for being here, my friends. Make sure that you stay safe and you stay focused. Stay curious also. Thanks for being here.